Buffy gets therapized. Have you ever felt like no one pays attention to you or even sees that you're there? Like nobody even cares? Mended light. Today we're looking at Season 1, Episode 11, Out of Mind, Out of Sight, the story of an invisible girl haunting the halls of Sunnydale High School.
Hi. Hi.
Harmony and Cordelia.
I'm going to the hospital. Oh, Mitch.
So self-absorbed.
Well, the doctor says he'll be fine. They're going to send him home tomorrow. But you should have seen...
Mean Girls before Mean Girls was a thing.
How's he going to look in our prom pictures? How am I ever going to be able to show them to anyone?
Well, they can do wonderful things with airbrushes these days.
So her boyfriend is injured, and that's all she cares about.
Hi. Hi. Did you see Mitch? He just broke up with Wendy 8 seconds ago, and he's already nosing around.
It's shameless.
In the spring, if he makes varsity baseball, maybe I'll take him on a test drive.
Hi, guys.
What do you want? I just hope they can prop him up long enough to take the picture.
So we got a little first person.
Oh, great.
Why is she always trying?
Oof. Ouch. These are not soft stairs.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
That principal is such a tool.
Give her some air. You, school nurse, now.
My ankle. I think it's broken.
What happened?
Hey, who's the principal here? What happened?
She fell. We were standing at the top of the stairs and she just fell all by herself.
No, I was pushed.
A mystery.
Ow!
Don't sue.
Don't sue. Where's the laugh coming from, though? In this direct-to-video sequel to Kevin Bacon's Hollow Man. Actually, there was. And it was terrible. This is much better.
Hey, who's here?
Who just bumped her?
Okay, I know someone's here.
Suspicious air vent.
I just want to talk to you.
Oh, man. So who just disappeared into the ceiling? A nice little bit of X-Files style mystery here. The 90s was a great time for supernatural shows. So we've got somebody invisible running around campus. Who is she and what's her story? Well, we find out that her name is Marcy, and how she felt internally became how she appeared externally. It's not a trigger warning as much as it might hit you hard if you've ever felt overlooked or undervalued.
God, I am never sitting through another one of those alumni lectures again. 2 hours of my trek through Nepal. Hello, there is nobody caring.
And did you guys see his toupee? I mean, it looks like a cabbage.
And those slides, that's a mountain.
Well, she never spoke.
Now look at some mountains.
I swear, he had 3 slides and just used them over and over.
I know, but did you see his toupee? I mean, it was like the worst.
We're talking, okay?
Oh, and did you guys check out that extreme toupee? Yeah, that's realistic.
That's what she just said.
Cabbage. That's so funny.
That's my line. And how hard and how lonely it is. And this is something this show always did so well. It spoke to the teenage experience, right?
Think about it.
And spoke to a lot of people in high school at the time. I think people who discover it now, especially if they're young, they relate to it a lot. But this is also true of after high school. This hits me as hard now as it did when I was a kid.
Why can't he be both? I mean, he did do some things that were pretty heroic.
Absolutely. Who doesn't agree with that?
Marcy keeps raising her hand. Keeps being overlooked, the teacher.
And how about you?
I love the filmmaking, just how it shows us slowly and takes its time to show how each single act of being overlooked, undervalued, not seen, just hits her because, they're on the Hellmouth. And weird stuff happens on the Hellmouth. She starts to literally disappear. One of the hardest things to truly accept and to see is that your worth isn't dependent on how the people around you treat you. We tend to internalize the behaviors and words of other people as judgments on our worth, on our belonging. And don't get me wrong, even with a strong sense of self-worth, even recognizing that your worth is innate, it still hurts when people mistreat you or don't treat you at all. In some cases, that's even worse than cruelty. I feel like I don't even matter enough for you to be cruel to me. You just sidestep me and keep going. One of the hardest lessons to learn, as I was saying, is that other people act the way they do because of their prejudice, because of their immaturity, because of their self-absorption, not because of my lack of worth or your lack of worth. If I had Marcy in my therapy office, I would be helping her to see. I'd be asking her questions about, why do you think Cordelia and her friends treat you the way they do? And I would challenge the limiting self-beliefs that she has, because she would say things like, because I'm worthless, and she would say, well, it's not just me, it's my teacher as well. And yes, the simple fact is, some people stand out more. Some people make themselves known, their presence known. It's funny. Anytime our family has moved, people seem to know our kids before they know us. And the reason is because our kids really make an entrance. They have big personalities. They're not especially quiet. And they're also very thoughtful and helpful. So they just stand out. There are other people who are more quiet, who are more reserved, and who are worth every bit as much as my kids, and who are just as good as them. But they don't stand out as much because they don't make themselves seen. And this is the case with Marcy. Recognize that sometimes people don't see you because there's 30 kids in the class and you're raising your hand just like everybody else, but you're not doing anything to stand out. Or maybe your teacher doesn't like you, but maybe it's because you remind them of somebody that they didn't like when they were younger. Maybe there's just a personality difference, and maybe your teacher is overlooking you on purpose, but it's because of their own pettiness or immaturity. It's hard when you get different data points, right? The girls in the bathroom, the teacher in front of the classroom. It's like, well, it's coming at me from these different angles, this message that I am not worth seeing. But I often tell people, sometimes you're just surrounded by the wrong people. There are instances of people feeling undervalued, persecuted, experiencing a lot of prejudice, moving to a different city, moving to a different state, moving to a different country, and suddenly they're treated as an equal. And they didn't change, they were still the same person, but who they've surrounded themselves with has changed. And now this episode does something really bold. It gets you to empathize with the bully, Cordelia, who made Marcy disappear, or helped make Marcy disappear.
It's awful to feel that lonely.
So you've read something about the feeling?
Hey, you think I'm never lonely because I'm so cute and popular? I can be surrounded by people and be completely alone. It's not like any of them really know me. I don't even know if they like me half the time.
Change of perspective for Buffy. That's why the camera moves.
Sometimes when I'm talking, everyone's so busy agreeing with me, they don't hear a word I say.
Well, if you feel so alone, then why do you work so hard at being popular?
Well, it beats being alone all by yourself.
We get a little bit of insight into Cordelia's self-centeredness. It's self-preservation. I feel alone, but at least it beats being alone by yourself. I can be surrounded by people who don't see me, and I'm not showing them the real me. But I'm not literally alone, and I'll take what I can get. And here Buffy gains an ounce of compassion for Cordelia, and so does the viewer. But importantly, the show isn't letting her off the hook for her cruelty, and neither is Marcy.
You're a thundering loony.
Buffy, are you okay?
So Marcy took them both, tied them to chairs, gonna cut Cordelia up.
Cordelia, shut up.
Okay.
This ties into something that happened earlier in the episode, but you still get the drift, or the gist rather. Tune into your other senses. Can't see Marcy. That's what Buffy was saying at the beginning. I had compassion for you, but you're a thundering loony. Not the most tactful or sympathetic way to address somebody who may be struggling with mental illness. But the notion that Marcy is now turned to homicide. At that point, no matter what she's been through, she has to be stopped. And compassion and empathy can come after stopping her. So, I mean, I get that. But at the same time, this is true to life. Hurt people hurt people. Cordelia feels lonely. She's hurting. She doesn't feel seen. Yes, people fawn over her, but no one actually values her. They value the social status of being with her. And that's how she understands the rules. And so she's mean and cruel to other people. Part of what she does so that she can stay on top and not be alone. It doesn't make it right. In fact, it's flat out wrong. And it creates in Marcy just this desire to lash out and exact vengeance. How much better if we are not alone because we are kind to others. The thing that I've noticed is that people who are kind, people who take a genuine interest, they're generally not without friends. Now, that doesn't mean that the popular kids or adults will welcome them into the circle, because popular people, same as anybody, tend to have biases and prejudices. But when you show a genuine interest, when you treat people with kindness, you have people gravitate to you. That was actually my high school experience. I was something of a loser turned into a fairly popular kid, but it wasn't because I followed the rules of the popular crowd. It's because I made a place that was welcome for anybody to come as they were. And in return for that, I got love and acceptance as well. I don't say that to hold me up as some sort of beacon. Heaven knows I've done a million things wrong in my life, but I feel like I got that one pretty right. Have you ever felt invisible? What do you think you can do to lay hold on the fact that your worth is innate and isn't dependent on how the people around you treat you? Let me know in the comments below what advice you would give to the Marcys of the world based on your experience. And to that effect, I've got a video called See Yourself to See Others that goes deep into the psychological aspects of this and how you can help heal your inner child and love yourself fully. And that video is going to show up here, or the link is in the description below. Until next time, folks, keep shining. We need your light.